Good girl, honey. Good girl, huh? Come on, babe. Come over here, sweet girl. Yeah, I was trying to help it. There's a teenage girl in there lost. They're from Detroit, and she was freaking out. She couldn't find her way to get out. So I just got that straightened out. Come on, hon. Come on, Dazer. I'm gonna go through Ann Arbor, get a pizza. Come on, hon. That's a girl. Go on, hon. Yeah, baby. Yeah, sweetheart. Yeah, we're going home now, honey. Yeah, she was freaking out. Hey, Sheila. I'm so sad. I hate going back 275, and I hate going back 20 or 75. Any excuse I can not to go back 75. I just hate going by Pontiac. Sucks. 275 sucks too, over through Novi. I want to try one of these Blaze pizzas. It's not, yeah, I mean, I've done it a million times, but I haven't been through Ann Arbor in a while. Daisy's doing fine. That's my good Daisy. the co-pilot. Yeah, I can talk now. I can't do it when it's on the window. Daisy, everybody says hi, hon. Blaze Pizza, Daisy. Gonna get a Blaze Pizza. Yep. I can see how a young kid couldn't get out of that goddamn place. She kept looking for exit, and it said cashier. Yeah, she loves riding. She really does. She's not like my other. I had a couple miniature greyhounds before, and those damn things, I had them sleep sound for 21 hours, all the way to Florida without getting up. She'll get antsy on those big long trips, but these kind of trips she likes. Oh, did you really? 2 miniature greyhounds? Wow, that was a long time ago. Wow. I think one of my first videos was Iva's Chicken Dinners. Okay, nobody did back then. I had like 31 subscribers forever. Catherine, look at this plane. I don't know where this guy's going. Unless he's going to just took off from Willow Run. Or it's a helicopter. Because he sure as hell isn't any flight path for Detroit Metro. That's a plane. A small plane. Glad there's people out there like driving around as much as I do. Okay. Hey, Grace, how you doing? Yeah, I believe it. It's confusing. Hey Jeff, how you doing? Well, I've seen a lot of dead deer. Down here, I see them all the time up north. There you go. I wish I could go to bed that early. I can't fall asleep when I go to bed that early. New Baltimore, wow. You were lost. Yeah, big time. There was a waitress up the Clear Lake Bar where I go to eat sometime. She was going to New York, and they came down 75 to 23 all the way to 94 and drove to Chicago. It's another exit I bet I got off at 1,000,000 times. I went to school here. It's another speed trap through here. All these big mature trees, like these old cities. Hey Danilo, how you doing? Got a lot of old historical homes here. Ypsilanti. Ypsilanti's not bad. These old homes are beautiful to look at, man, but when you start working, or you need to replace the windows or the heating and cooling, you wish you had a new home. There's downtown. See, they got disastrous roads. My God. Reminded me of Detroit. I must have my lens smudged on my camera. All right, better. Here's the old water tower. The old, if Virgin gets out of here, it'll collapse. Yeah, they have a lot of old neat homes here. It was an okay school. I wasn't really into school when I was going here. I was kind of fucking around, doing the bare minimum. Yeah, that's all new parking. I haven't been through here in a while. There's the famous water tower. I was looking at the graduate programs here. Man, is it expensive to go to school? I mean, just ridiculous. You don't get paid that much. Not like you've got this big ass paycheck to pay these loans back. Oh, no kidding, huh? Huh. Yeah, it looks pretty much the same. You know, when I was going to school here, they had a Taco Bell. And that thing was busy all the time. They ended up going out of business. And right there, they had a Family Video. That's been long gone. A lot of this shit. It's always been a little dumpy looking though here. There's Lover's Lane. That's where I used to buy all my girlfriends a big dildo when I'd go out of town. The Kmart's up here used to be just swamped. That thing's long gone. There's a big boy up here. It was always busy. Look at that screwball. Using the turn lane as an entrance ramp. You guys ever eat that Yaya's chicken? There was one up here. It was good. I think that went tits up. I don't even recognize. There's the big boy right there. Still there. Already closed. And that place, we'd go there till 3 in the morning when I was going to college. Norton Flowers has been around. What the hell's that place? Arby's, that's a new Arby's. Those goddamn firework tents. I think I'm gonna go around and like be the Unabomber of blowing up firework tents. And just like, you know, from city to city and just light those things on fire at night. More in my Bigfoot outfit. Oh, there's that's a different place now. A lot of Asian places. Oh, there's a Mexican restaurant there. Huh. Notice a lot of these dentist places advertising pain-free dentist. You better believe it better be pain-free, or I won't be going there very long. Now this Blaze Pizza is like across from Arbor Land up here. Hopefully I can find it. Yeah, you got that right. There's a lady I know works at a antique store down in County. Anyway, her son's girlfriend, his girlfriend was working at this food mart a few years ago and ran across the street to this mobile mart and got hit by a goddamn car and killed going to school. I mean, what are the chances of that young, healthy girl? You know, it's funny, I haven't been down here in a long time, and I always think, oh, that'd be cool, go back to Ypsilanti, Ann Arbor, you know, but man, I'll tell you, driving down to Washington, that cured that. Glad I'm not living here. It's kind of seedy looking. I'm surprised this Arbor land's hanging in there. Shit, that thing was struggling when I was going to school here. I went to a junior college for a while. Then I transferred up here when I was like 21. I think it was 1977. Hated every goddamn minute of it. I did muster to get a degree out of the place, though. It got me my PI license. It kept me from working for $5 an hour somewhere for 3 years. So I guess it was worth it. Yeah, man, you just don't think, you're running across the highway. People, it's hard to judge how fast traffic's going. You look at people that try and cross expressways, they get nailed all the time. That's because your eye tricks you. Same way that people get nailed, they get hit by freight trains when they're on those bridges across rivers. They'll be on the bridge, dicking around, throwing rocks, fishing, whatever, and they hear the train blow its horn. They look down there and see that light, and the light really doesn't change. And all of a sudden, you're taking your time getting off the bridge, and the goddamn thing's 100 yards away. It happens all the time with trains. It's also how you break your legs. People broke their legs in the old Paracommander parachutes. You're looking down at the ground. You really can't, unless there's something next to you, like a building or trees or something where you can gauge how fast you're falling. Your brain plays tricks on you. The Army had a video on paratroopers when they were first starting. You gotta see these guys, like, you're supposed to jettison your chute right before you hit the water. And these guys are like busting out of their chutes at like 200 yards high, breaking their goddamn legs, all sorts of shit. They thought they were just about ready to touch the water. And that's kind of what applies to when you're running across a highway. These cars are hauling ass. I think I go in this next one up here. I'm going to turn this one. I hope I'm right. I'll look for Blaze Pizza. There's Olga's. I think Olga's is alright. Isn't that great? Hope I can get a small Blaze Pizza. I got it timed just right. If I got home, I'd be getting home about 11:30 and hungrier than hell and nothing to eat. I'd be getting some bullshit at Walmart. So I thought, well, even though I'm not really like starving now, I can try one of these Blaze pizzas. And take it home if I don't eat it. I hope I'm in the right place. I know I'm close. God damn, is this light ever gonna turn? They didn't have any of this stuff when I was living here. I didn't have Little Daisy either. Man, this place better be in here. I should have put it into my damn GPS. Oh yeah, there it is right there. Blaze Pizza. Days, can you hop over there, hon? Good girl, hon. Days automatically hops over. Never even had to train her. She's a good girl. She knows she's going to get a piece of Blaze pizza, don't you? Days? Hey, Daisy. Daisy. You going to get a piece of Blaze? Huh? Okay, you wait here, okay? You wait here. Yeah, she's a super smart dog. She's like that about anything. The minute I put it parked, she jumps over. Then she'll get up in the dash. Never was a problem. Hey, Ben, what's going on? This Dickie's Barbecue. I think they have those in Illinois. Or Ohio, I mean. Wasn't that great? There's one in Traverse City, I think. Wasn't that good? Oh, thanks. I'll tell you later. I'm just gonna get a cheese piece. How you doing? One. I never got one before. No. Oh, that's all right. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. You know, I think I'm just gonna get the just cheese one. I think I'm just gonna try the just cheese one. Yeah. Is that all one size? Yeah. Okay. Good. Thanks. See, look at all these things. Looks pretty good. I'm not that hungry. I get. It's unlimited toppings, supposedly. Now you get your watch out and see how long this takes to cook, because it's supposed to be fast. Oh, like Stickies? Yeah, I had it before. I didn't think it was that good. It's hard to get good barbecue. See, look.
You want sea salt or oregano?
Yeah, sea salt's good. Blaze. I know LeBron James and Warren Buffett invested in it. You wouldn't think another pizza place could make it with all the pizzas being sold already. This guy that wants me to move down to Atlanta, he wants to start another business. We're looking at different stuff. Pet crematory, another warehouse for his paper company. And he was thinking of these Blaze pizzas, but I don't think I could work with people in a restaurant. I think I'd get murdered. I mean, if I could like do it myself or something, I just don't think I could be in this business. Oh, I see this Grubhub delivers. See, now they supposedly take like 2 minutes or something to cook or some shit. 40 seconds or something. It's kind of surprising how they're doing that in there. Must be hotter than hell. Yeah, it is. 535. That's not that hot. 535 degree Fahrenheit. Shit, I thought it'd be like 1,200 or something. You know, just put it in there a minute. It's gonna be nice. I can make a right out of here and get on 23. What do you think, Catherine? Do you think you'd like one of these glazed pizzas? Any toppings, all one price. So you could get everything on it if you wanted. Oh, that's a convection oven, huh? How can you have it open like that and like still get that kind of heat all the time? Yeah, you're right, convection oven. I guess you can buy small ones for your house. Does that mean it's just as hot on the bottom as it is on the sides and top? What are those, fake flames in there or something? Cooking it with radiation? One topping pizza, $6.65. So really it's got about the same calories as a tombstone. Hey, no, you don't like it, huh? I wonder why there's such a hot selling point. Just because it's so fast or what? I should have asked for mine well done, but you can see it's steaming in there. Oh, it cooks all around. How the hell do you have an opening like that though, and like keep it at 535? They must have a hellacious bill. You know, if you notice, like there were a couple of them on this strip when I was going to school. These wood oven pizzas. Even California Pizza Kitchen learned that the hard way. That cooking with wood's a goddamn nightmare. To keep the temperatures consistent, all those California Pizza Kitchens eventually ended up scrapped it and went to gas. I don't know whether this is soap on the floor or what. What the fuck is that? It's cold in here. You know, I told you I got a buddy of mine that's a doctor in West Branch. He kind of gave me a bunch of shit when I had that. He says I had pneumonia. I didn't really realize that. It's the first time I ever had pneumonia. I didn't work out for a month. I'm going to go back tomorrow. I'm sure it'll be a drag. Probably feel like I never touched a weight. Well, this isn't quite as fast as I thought. Oh, circulates the air all around, huh? Alright. Well, I'll tell you, it's got to be putting a hurting on some of these pizza places when all the toppings are one price. Look down and see the ingredients without artificial colors.
Any finishes for the simple pie?
What's that?
Any finishes for you on the simple pie?
Yeah, I'm cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I didn't pay for it yet.
That's right. Alright, that's $5.78.
578?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And the cash, I still has the credit card though.
Have it. Thanks.
22.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How long has this place been here? Oh, really? 3 years. Guess I'm a little late to the grand opening. I'm going to give my connoisseur. You know what I like? The box comes all the way off the top. I don't want to put that on all of it. Daisy doesn't like it. I'll be right back. Wash my hands. Give you my professional opinion. I'll give you my analysis. Looks all right. Looks like those pizzas you used to make as a kid. In a, you get a can of dough and you mix it with water and the tomato paste in the can. Yeah, really good. I think it's really good. Yeah, it's really good. Is that what Chef Boyardee? I couldn't remember what the name of it was. It was good though, I'll tell you that. I don't think they sell them anymore. Yeah, I'm just trying this out, Superwoman. Blaze Pizza. Do you have them out near you? I don't understand this shit all over the floor though. There you go. Yeah, BLAZE. LeBron James and Warren Buffett invested in it. Ah, no kidding. Man, if I find something like the pizza I never eat again at a place, I never eat there again. Never buy it again, whatever. I had a girl working for me one time in Dearborn, and her husband were a couple cheap fuckers. They were always looking, for angles to get money. So she must have known I was going to find out about it. She made up some bullshit about getting a piece of metal in some soap, in a bar of soap or something. So she says, "Hey, I'd like to talk to you at lunch about something." It's like, yeah, okay, no problem. She says, I signed your name to a letter that I had to take 2 days off work because I cut my hand from a piece of metal that was in some soap. I said, "Would you cut your hand?" She said, "No, I just, I can that bitch right on the spot." That just speaks volumes. Okay, LaGrace, good night. Yeah, I think it's good pizza. I highly recommend it. And try it out, Superwoman. They're all over the place. I want to actually say it's delicious. No shit. It's really good. I'm glad I'm not competing with these people and making pizza. Here you are busting it off in everybody's ass for $2.50 an extra item. And they come in there and let you get every item for the same price as one. I wonder why the hell they don't cook everything in a convection oven. Now? No. Perfect. Now I'm going to give it to the ultimate taste test, and that's Daisy. Yeah, really good. I recommend it. It's good. Oh, I don't see any garbage cans. Oh, here it is. Man, if that's soap, the manager has got to be a total moron. Yeah, but it's like a big line of stuff. They close at 10 o'clock. I thought, shouldn't you, see, it's out here too. I think it's soap. I mean, shouldn't you do that after you close? Yeah, is it nice out tonight? Well, I'll tell you, man, life. I used to fuck around here all the time, man. I had my own airplanes out here. Just had it made. Had a killer house. Just traveled all over. Here I am starting a business again. You never know what kind of ringer life's going to throw at you. Oh, okay. I mean, I don't really mind as long as I'm capable of doing it, but up until a couple months ago, I didn't think that I could do it. Dimanors, go to Walmart. It's the only place I know you can buy it. You can get it on Amazon. Penetrex. Penetrex. Catherine, tell them about Penetrex, how good it is. It'll totally take inflammation away. That's what I use it for, tweaking my knee. Put my pizza back there. Penetrex. You got a Walmart near you? It goes away in 5 minutes. And it's all natural. Yeah, I told Catherine about it. She liked it. Penetrex. Comes in a little can. It's expensive. It's $20 for a little can, but it's worth every dime, and you just need a little bit. It'll last you forever. And just put it on there, quite a bit, and you won't have any problems tomorrow. It'll be all gone. Seriously. I'm not kidding you. Daisy, good girl. So I got about 140 miles. There's a lot of weird reflections on this phone. Yeah, like a liquid cream, yeah. Now when I got the phone up there, it's hard to read this. So if I'm not answering you back, you'll know why. But if you want to be totally bored out of your mind, I've got about 140 miles home to go. I'm set up perfect where I got to get gas again. God damn it! I got lazy down there. So I give Blaze Pizza an A. If I was hungrier and didn't, wasn't really interested in just testing it out, I'd have got a fancier pizza. You never know. It used to be. Now the cheapest gas will be on Miller Road in Flint. I may get some there. Yep, that's right. Yeah, I had a great weekend. I really did. Worked out well. Kind of got my sleep back on track. Good time. Yeah, that's diesel. That's got to be diesel. Diesel's about $3.20 a gallon. So go to Blaze Pizza, you guys. Check one out near your house. Very good. I didn't catch that. You might be right. So you're getting a couple seconds of I don't know if it's water or tree sap. Yeah, I think it's diesel. You probably saw the octane sign, but it was for another level. Yeah, beautiful sky. The sky looks better on the phone though than looking at it, like just by looking at it with my eyes. That phone makes like a dark background look better. Yep, M14. If I wanted to go eat. Or you could take M14 into downtown Ann Arbor, which would be up here to the left. That M14 was a hell of a great highway, man. It saved a lot of miles. Oh, it's tomorrow night? Why are they doing it so early? And on a Monday? Yeah, glad I left. Even with that small air show down there, it was too much traffic for me. Yep, that's right. There's a Plymouth everywhere. Indiana. Hey Jamal, how you doing? Oh, it'll get better. It'll get better. Okay, did I ever tell you about that waitress I knew that worked at one of those restaurants down there in Ipsy? Did I tell you about that? She got those good jobs, that one that suffered from depression. For some reason, this reminds me of that. She lived in Heartland. Yeah, long story short, so I was going to school. This girl got married to her high school sweetheart. Real cute waitress, nice. I used to bullshit with her all the time. I talked to her husband too, but they were young, like 19. So I never kept in touch with her or anything. You know, I took off, did my own thing, and probably about 13 or 14 years ago, I know the people that own that Paisanos in Ann Arbor, and she was in there with her sister and said, hey, you ever talk to Tom? And it's like, yeah, I keep Tom. Anyway, they get her phone number. So we talk on the phone. It's like, you never know. I'm sure she thought the same thing when she saw me, but we got together for lunch. And I wasn't really interested in like any kind of relationship or anything. And she was having a problem with depression. I mean, she got in a deal where She thought these old people were following her, and she rammed her car. And they called the police on her, and blah, blah, blah. So she was actually put in a couple mental hospitals for like 2-week stints. And during all this bullshit, she'd actually continued to waitress and got a degree in IT from Eastern Michigan University. So we kept in touch. I wasn't really too interested in like hanging out or anything. And we went out to dinner one time, and well, yeah, we did go out. We went to dinner once. She lived in Heartland up here, North Ann Arbor. She was divorced and had a kid from another guy and blah, blah, blah. So the next day she calls me after we go out to dinner. You know, I just came over to her house, just talking a little bit, no big deal. And she says to me, I think you broke into my house. It's like, broke into your house? Why would I do that? Well, she said, because you're the only guy that would know like where the locks are and how to do this. I said, there's no way that I'd break into your house. So I knew her brother too, and I didn't, she was going through treatment and everything else seemed fine. So about a day later, I get a call from the Livingston County Sheriff's Department. And this guy says, this Julie said that you were over there visiting and she thinks you might have broken into your house. It's like, believe me, man, I didn't break into your house. I'm a private mental problems. I'm just trying to, be supportive of her. So I give him my driver's license and date of birth and all that shit. I said, she's got a brother you ought to talk to and a couple sisters. So I give them I give them their name, and the sheriff calls me back a couple days and he says, he said, there's no problem. I talked to them and they're really bad, feel bad this happened. I don't want to talk to you or anything. Just forget it, So she would call me a couple times and I just never had the heart to blow her off. Hey, Sherry. I never had the heart to blow her off because I knew she was having some problems. She had a couple really good jobs. And one of the jobs she had was at the University of Michigan. She got into the IT department there. And, they're about as liberal as you get. You could go in there and just like have 5 personalities and they'd probably give you a raise and promote you. I mean, that's just, if you're going to be batshit crazy, that's the place to be in a university setting. So it finally got to the point where she, said her supervisor was putting bugs in her purse and taping her conversations, so they got rid of her. I still talk to her time to time, wanted to go out to dinner. I thought, no fucking way, man. I'm not going to get within 50 miles of this broad. But I would talk to her and, encourage her to see her doctor and blah, blah, blah. So she basically shoots her wad with jobs around Ann Arbor and gets a really good job in IT for Dollar Store, Nashville, Tennessee. So she goes down to Nashville, Tennessee. She's working down there at Dollar Store. She called me a couple times, wanted me to come down there and visit her. I thought, no way. Anyway, long story short, man, she got a hold of a bottle of sleeping pills one night. Just went and downed it with a fifth of liquor. Killed herself. Poor thing, but I don't know why I thought of that. I guess because I'm heading north on 23, and she lived in Heartland, and it kind of jogged my memory. Yeah, I know. Super sad. Once in a while, I'll hear from the brother, and she had a little boy. The brother actually called me and asked me, told him, hey, man, they found the pill bottle. There was an empty bottle of liquor. What more do you need, right? And she wasn't dating, and she didn't have any friends. And I thought, in a split second, well, if I was a kid, I'd like to, in my mind, there was somebody out there that could intervene. And they could just, as a kid, I would think that you'd rather your mother died under suspicious circumstances rather than confirmation that she'd committed herself, that she committed suicide. So I kind of talked him out of it. I said, I wouldn't do it. And that's a broke county down there, whatever it was around Nashville. And they would have had to pay for it too. Well, that was it. That's the last I talked to them. But I look her up every once in a while. The fuck of it, I don't know why. Julie Shaner was her name. Shoner. Shoner. But man, she was the sweetest, cutest, nicest young girl. Here she is dead now. She was paranoid schizophrenic. So crazy, man. If you'd have told me, just so sad. I felt bad, down there alone. Down there in Nashville, no friends, working this bullshit job. That's all you got to do is go to work and come home. Probably just couldn't take it any longer. And her husband was, he was probably, I don't know the details, probably being a good husband, wanted to keep the kid away from her. And, she ended up losing custody part of that. So maybe it's what finished her off. But it was so damn sad. Julie Shaner, yeah. I got another one for you too. I'm gonna pep all you people up. So this is another one of my weird, quirky stories. So I'm always on again and off again with this woman who I ended up marrying later on. We're breaking up and getting back together and all this shit. Well, believe it or not, this girl worked at the same restaurant where this other girl worked. So I'm going there bullshitting around with her, talking to her and stuff, and got to know her. Well, Sherry and I had broke up, and I'm going to do one of these open dating things, which meant at that age I could date, but she couldn't. So I started fooling around with this goddamn waitress, and one day we go out to lunch, and Sherry pulls up, my wife. She wasn't my wife then. Comes in, chews my ass, says she's going to leave me. And follows us when we leave this restaurant. So I got this dingbat in the goddamn car. And I go by her house. I said, well, you got to go now, I'll talk to you later. She said, I'm not getting out of the car. It's like, yeah, you are getting out of the car. She said, no, I'm not getting out of the car. You're going to need to make a choice, so you're going to need to see. I said, look, you need to get out of the goddamn car, or I'm going to go to the police department. So she said, well, go to the police department. So I did. I drove down the police department. Just as I go in the lobby, she gets out of the car. It's not that far from campus. She walks home. There was a detective down there. His name was Jeff Muchler, Ypsilanti Police Department. And, I was getting a degree in criminal justice, and I planned on going into police work. So I'd run into this guy, and we'd always bullshit, and he'd tell me about, don't be a cop, do something else, being a cop sucks. One hell of a nice guy. He had a couple sons and a couple daughters. And, I ended up graduating, I lived in Ypsilanti for a few more years and moved to Ann Arbor and then to Dearborn, blah, blah, blah. Well, I lost touch with Jeff, but prior to losing touch with him, about a year after this incident with this girl, I saw him and we're talking. He said, I almost forgot to tell you. He said, this Karen girl came in the police department one day and said that you were harassing her at work. Well, I knew the owners of the restaurant. I wasn't harassing her. And she wanted to file a police report. Well, I was young at the time, and I was paranoid about having some bullshit police report somewhere, because they check all this stuff if you're applying on a police department. So, he said, man, I put no follow-up necessary. He just scanned it right there. But it was still a police report on file. Well, I hung around with one of my professors in college who happened to be an attorney. And I had done some favors for him. And basically I told him, hey man, you need to sue this goddamn girl for me and tell her to write a retraction letter or a letter of apology or something, because that's a bunch of bullshit. I wasn't harassing anybody. Well, he tells me it's overkill, it's not necessary. The detective canned it anyway. I'm worrying about it too much. It's like, well, I may worry about it too much, but look, you owe me, man. You file a lawsuit against this bitch and get him to send me an apology letter. So sure as shit, he filed a lawsuit. The demand was an apology letter, and she wrote one that she really liked me. She handled it wrong. Well, I got that shit taken care of, right? That's the last I ever talked to Jeff Muchler, just kind of grew apart and that kind of thing. About 5 years after that, I guess he started drinking, and he hadn't been drinking before. Got tanked up at a local bar, gets pulled over by a neighboring police community. Back then they let him go because, it was a fellow cop. Drove home, killed both daughters, both sons, and shot his wife in the head. Then killed himself. The nicest, most cool guy, always talking about his family, showing him pictures. It's just, you never know. Yeah, totally crazy. And he was a lieutenant by that time. You never really, so you just never know what people are thinking. And I didn't know enough people because so much time had gone by. There wasn't like we had a mutual, acquaintance that I could get more details. That was it. Jeff Mutchell, yep. Killed the whole goddamn family. And himself. And was like an upstanding, cop. It's crazy. I had a lot of weird experiences. That's that town that I just left where I got the pizza. That's technically Ann Arbor. It's right at the border. Yeah, crazy, isn't it? I also got, I've told you this, I've told some people this story before, but I also met Johnny Watt, Johnny Holmes, the porno star, when I was living there. No shit. It's my claim to fame. Yeah, no kidding. Never know who you're going to run into. How you doing, Deb? I'll tell you, this 23 though, when you're driving up this goddamn road on a dark, rainy night, man, you can't see shit going up here. I mean, look at this road. It's like a country road and it's a major highway. Doing pretty good. Old ancient stripes, old dark ass shoulder. I'll tell you another place you can't see shit. You ever go up to Leelanau Peninsula up near Traverse City? Northport's the town in the very end. Anyway, even on any night, and you put rain on top of it. I know an attorney that got a drunk driving ticket up there, and he said that he didn't think he'd get pulled over if he wouldn't have been there, and he's probably right. I mean, it's super dark. Yeah, back then, porn was already like, if you wanted to see porn back then, that was kind of pre-VCR really too. You had to go to some old theater that showed traditional movies, and business went south, so they all went to porn trying to hang it in there. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And that was the theater in downtown Ypsilanti. So I knew a guy that I played racquetball with. It's funny, the guys that work in porn stores never seem to give a shit about porn. It's so weird. He never watched porn, never gave a shit. It's so weird. But anyway, I knew him, and he said anytime you want to come down there and watch movies for free, no problem. It's like, hey man, talk about a deal. So I did. And the stars would go around and they do promotional things, sign autographs. I mean, look, I like porn. I watch porn, but I'm not really interested in meeting stars. I could have gave a shit. And I didn't care back then, but Johnny Watt was so well known. Well, at the theater, you would, you did everything. You charged for the tickets, you ran the projector, you set up, you cleaned the bathroom. You were a one-man show. So Johnny Holmes came in like on a Friday and was going to be there Friday and Saturday. Well, up in the projection room, this, okay, James, thanks. This buddy of mine calls and he says, "Hey, this Johnny Wad guy," he said, "is he gay?" I said, "No, he's not gay. Man, he's in all sorts of kick-ass movies. He's good looking." He said, "You know, this guy's kind of up here hitting around like he wants to blow me or something." And it's like, I don't think so, man. Or he just thinks you're super good looking, or I don't know. He said, "It's really weird." He said, "Why don't you come up?" I came up there, and sure enough, he's up in the, by this time he's down where you take the tickets. And Johnny Wad says, "Hey, Tom, you know, here's Johnny Wad. Hey, how you doing?" He said, "How are you?" "Good." So the next day, there was a Greek restaurant right across the street from the movie theater. Coronius Palace was the name of it. A couple Greek guys own it. Coronius Palace. You know, like a hot dog joint. So he calls me up, said, "Hey, we're going to go get lunch. Why don't you come on over there?" So me, this guy, and Johnny Wad went and got lunch at Coronius Palace. And he seemed like messed up on drugs. He talked, but he wasn't really too interested in like having a conversation. And that's just kind of how it ended. And sure enough, you know, later on, he ends up dying of AIDS, getting involved with a murder and all sorts of crazy shit. But it was always my understanding that he did the gay porn. You know, there's a lot of guys that do gay porn straight because it pays so much more. And he developed a drug problem. And, you know, it's just like, you know, the women that works the streets of Detroit. You know, you do what you can because you can't work a regular job. But it's just funny, man. So my guy was right. But what didn't add up, though, is that he would have been acting that way toward my buddy without the idea of getting paid. So that didn't make any sense. So maybe he was bisexual or gay deep down. I don't know. Because my buddy certainly wasn't going to pay him. And he would have figured that out in no time. Kind of weird. So maybe it's just a bunch of bullshit that Johnny Wad did get. Hell yeah, man. I can tell you these stories all night long. I don't put that down on a resume. That's not the only one. I met Carol O'Connor. She was in Deep Throat. I met Candy Barber. And I met Candy Samples. But it was just like, "Hey, how you doing?" You know, that kind of thing. No shit. Shit. And little did I know there'd be billions of movies online for free 30 years later. That's my connection with porn. I'm already dreading getting gas again. I'm going to have to get gas somewhere between Flint and West Branch, which sucks. Here it is, a warm summer night, and I don't feel like getting out and pumping gas. I was at a creepy gas station in Detroit when I only got 20 bucks worth, which is why I'm kind of like out of the box with my gas management. Wanted to get the hell out of there. They rob people all the time down there in those gas stations in Detroit. You know, if you tuned in later, but when I videotaped some airplanes taking off and landing at Metro Airport, and as I was coming off the top deck, this young girl pulled up next to me. She said, "Could you tell me how to get out of here?" Real young, like 16, 17. I said, "Yeah, just follow me." So she follows me, and I pay with a credit card, so that way I don't have to fool with the clerk. But there are two other booths open. So it's not very busy. I stopped before I got, up to the place, and I said, hey, you want to go to that one where the lady's at? And I'm going to go through the credit card one. So I went through the credit card one. There was a place where I could pull over, and I walked back to the girl, and I said, you okay now? She said, well, I can't find the card, the ticket. So long story short, she gets hold of her mom. I don't know what happened. This poor girl was freaking out. I could hear the mom bitching at her on the phone. But anyway, the mom was... she said she was driving around there for 55 minutes trying to figure out how to get out of the parking deck. I believe it. The reason... She kept looking for exit when it said cashier. She got down around there a couple times, but I don't think she put two and two together that that's how you got out. But it looked like everything was fine. I would have paid her way out if I had to, but the mom was on her way, and felt sorry for her. Man, was she upset. Had a McDonald's uniform on. So I hope we have decent weather tomorrow. I think we're supposed to. I read something on the internet earlier that in the west side of the state they were supposed to get some crazy windy storms in the west side of the state, and that rain was supposed to creep over, but I didn't look anymore because I could see it was going to be clear my way home. I could be an escort and park. It is kind of weird. I mean, I've done it a bunch of times, but it is a little confusing getting out of that place. I'll let this guy crack a deer or run out of gas. I ran out of gas, probably. What's that, Joanne? Oh, no kidding, huh? I wouldn't mind doing that. So I think I'm going to move back down around Detroit. I got to really, really get moving on this game plan. I don't think I'm going to go to Atlanta. I might go to Atlanta, but I don't really want to. I can just see getting down there and not knowing anybody. No good place to photograph. Well, thank you. You know where my ideal place would be? A place right there in Romulus, New Boston. I'd be right near that park. I'd be close enough to in between Ann Arbor and Detroit. I probably should just rent for a year, see how it goes. Man, I just don't like the in West Branch. It's a cool town and everything, but there's nothing there for me. Except about 10 old ladies stalking me. I'm losing my patience with these women. I had one of them call me 13 times today. Yeah, I know. Stalking me. Their ages range from 58 to 74. I'm a real lady killer. Yeah, Monroe County, you gotta watch it. I tell you, Monroe County is high crime and high drugs. I went to that junior college down there. I had a couple girlfriends down there. I soloed when I first started flying down in Monroe. I spent a lot of time down there, but if you look at the stats, Monroe County is really kind of shitty. I mean, I used to like Monroe because it never changed, and now it's kind of why I don't like Monroe. That's the problem. It never changed. But look at the crime statistics in Monroe. They used to have some kick-ass restaurants down there in Monroe. Temperance is great, but it's expensive. Tecumseh, Temperance, Lambertville, all those places. Maybe. You know what happens when you get in those places? You end up driving your ass off for everything. Like if you want to go to a mall or something. You know, most people go to Toledo. Yeah, up north's cool. I'll sleep good tonight, tell you that. Look at there's Boston's. Is that Boston's restaurant? I didn't know any of those were still around. Remember when that Boston Chicken opened up on Telegraph, Catherine? Just south of Ford Road. Yeah, you think you'd like that, Catherine, but you go ape shit crazy after a while. Is that, I didn't even look, is that Einstein Bagel still there? Oh, it's gone, no kidding, huh? Now, I didn't know this guy, but I knew a guy that did, that knew a guy that inherited a shit ton of money. And he invested like $30 million to get the rights of all the Boston chickens in Florida and lost every goddamn dime. You believe that shit? I mean, but you know, there's more to like living someplace all the time than just being beautiful. I mean, that's nice. It's a nice add-on, but it's not that much of your daily life. I mean, there's a reason why areas are congested. There's jobs, there's shit to do, there's places to go, movies, cool events, festivals. And the more out in the boonies you get, the cheaper shit gets, and there's a reason for that. If it's what you think it's going to be, Catherine, it should be getting more expensive as you get out towards these beautiful places, but it's not. Yeah, I mean, I've done this stuff before, believe me. I did it in Florida. Shit, when I moved out to Florida down there, it's not really that much more snow than Dearborn or any of those places. Now, there is a snow belt, and that snow belt starts around Gailing, Graylord. They do get a lot more snow. But West Branch, I bet we didn't get any. Well, this year was the exception. But generally, if you can look up the snow records for West Branch, I bet it's not that much different. I think the average is 55 inches a year. I bet it's not much different than Monroe. And there were a couple times they got close and get any, and vice versa. Hey Tim, how you doing? Yeah, you're probably right, Tim. Yeah, exit 84. I don't even know where I'm at in 23, to tell you the truth. Doesn't get me anywhere paying attention. I would say I don't know, Brighton, to tell you the truth. Yeah, thanks, Boo. Well, I'll tell you, they've had a lot of fatalities on 23 in the last 5 years between Whitmore Lake and Ann Arbor. People running into the back of people. Stop and go traffic. Oh, look at those bright police lights. The donuts are ready. This is one brain-numbing drive. Yeah, you're right. Textures on the road. I was reading an article on the internet today about all the motorcycles getting wiped out by texters. That always got me, man. Here some doofus pulls out in front of a motorcyclist, kills him, and they get a ticket for failure to yield. I mean, that's just nonsense. If I'm driving and I fall asleep and you get killed, they're going to nail me for manslaughter. How can you only get a ticket for failure to yield when you just cost some guy his life? I saw in the paper today that a group of retired Marines were out in Maine or New Hampshire, and all of them ran into the side of a tractor trailer, killed every one of them, like 11 of them. Wiped out the whole goddamn group of them. Guy was probably backing in, was crossways in the road or something. Yeah, if you Google it, you'll find it. Not one survivor. Yeah, it's terrible. I don't think that was rain in my window. I think it's some kind of tree sap. No, it doesn't make sense. Nope, you're right. Yeah. So I guess I am north of Brighton. Yeah, and that's a hell of a story, isn't it? I couldn't believe it. I think there's more to the story because I'll tell you, man, I've seen that in different things. You know, you'll get a story sometimes, and I know from just investigating my own things and, you know, keeping up with stuff like that sometimes they fall upon things and you never really know why they're trying to shove it up someone's ass as much as they are. That Cass bar is an example of that. I think that college cheating scandal, these rich people getting their kids into schools that they didn't qualify for, there's some more to that story. I mean, they went after them hardcore. I mean, it's bad, you shouldn't do it, but national media and FBI spending all this time on this bullshit, yeah, they get twisted. I'll tell you, I give that guy that got pissed off at Mayor Duggan an A. He really fucked that Mayor Duggan big time. he had a dispute with Doug, and he went out and hired PIs, and they caught Duggan screwing around on his wife. And then he hired an airplane to fly around Belle Isle, saying that Duggan was with his girlfriend somewhere. And Duggan tried to spin it like it was a bunch of bullshit, and that him and his wife are doing fine. A week later, she filed for divorce. Cosgrove is that guy's name, I think. Is it Cosgrove? What is his name? Maybe that's not it. Cargill? Carmack is his name. Yeah. Yeah, they got him good. They really did. That guy will understand why it'll take 10 years to get a building permit now. Hey Deborah, how you doing? See, here's one of these giant American flags. Man, do they really mess with companies for flying those? I don't know why. I don't know. You see it a lot. You look up lawsuits for giant American flag. I see that prick that owns that Campers World. That guy that's on that TV show trying to save businesses. He's in some lawsuit now with a giant Acuity Insurance in Wisconsin's another example. Yeah, yep. Well, here I'm going to buy the cheap gas because I'm too lazy to get off. It's a pain in the ass getting off Miller Road anyway. Yeah, you're probably right, Joe. Yep. Well, this is going to be a good litmus test. Actually, there is a cheaper place to get gas. That Beacon and Bridge or whatever the hell it's open right on the other side of Saginaw. 675 or whatever it is. It's actually cheapest. Well, right down in this stretch right here, they have a lot of accidents in the winter. Right as you come up on Miller, you know, it kind of sinks down. There's about a 50-foot entrance ramp to the expressway. 254, that's pretty good. Is that 254? But getting off here is a pain in the ass. Yeah, 254. That's the cheapest I've seen it. I'd rather pay $2.59 and not have to go through all that maze of bullshit. I may be able to stretch it home without getting gas. I'm a gambler. Hard to believe, went right by Bright, didn't even realize it. You know, a lot of guys, I shouldn't say a lot, but I mean, 5 a summer get killed up here hitting deer on their motorcycle. I see a guy just crashed his motorcycle yesterday, hitting a raccoon. No shit. How can you, randomly, a raccoon is walking out and he runs in front of you? Yeah, that's no shit. Unsafe at any speed. I agree. You got in a place like Key West and stuff like that, and downtown Chicago where the speeds are slow. Everybody thinks they're going to get one of these little scooters and just step around like Mary Poppins. They make a lot of quadriplegics out of them as well. Yeah, you don't need to be doing 65 to be broadsided by a car. I mean, I love the idea of it. I'd love a motorcycle. I had a bunch of them when I was young. But I drove an ambulance for a while. 2 buddies got killed. And I thought, you know what? I'm not riding motorcycles anymore. Especially many variations. Fast, water-cooled, drive shafts, great gas mileage, smooth. No way. 209? That is cheap. You know, I always think I'm going to stop by Flint and get some video. I've done it a couple times, but it's just not that interesting. They're like main drags where there's lots of places like Gratiot or Grand River or Grand Boulevard or Fort. Not the same. It's just really small. I mean, I have a hard enough finding interesting places in Detroit, let alone little dinky Flint. I don't read it very often, The Bridge magazine. But they have a lot of articles about Detroit. Jim Kurth, Kurth. He left the news. His wife, Maureen Fagan, writes for the Detroit News. He writes for the Bridge now, and they were talking about Detroit's biggest obstacle now is poverty, not blight. And it's a good argument because even if you clean up these neighborhoods, there still aren't enough people to go around to afford to reside and maintain a home. So you can tear all the buildings down you want, but until you have a population that can sustain a city that size, you're just spinning your wheels. Yeah, I was just talking to a guy at Tim Horton the other day about Buick City. 25,000 employees at one time. Can you believe that shit? There's that Jaeger asphalt. That's the place that messed up the asphalt at the Aldi's. Yeah, American car companies, man. I tell you, they didn't last that long. Whoever thought that you'd have, like, Chrysler was on its last legs, GM went bankrupt. Ford, like, what do they make? One car now, the Mustang? I mean, it's the haves and the have-nots. Either you're going out and you're buying a Hellcat or a Corvette or a goddamn hybrid, one or the other. Yeah. You know, they do have these programs. I've been looking into these grad school programs where if they'll pay it for it if you go to a bad area and you work there. I was going to go to a bad area anyway. Catherine, just think though, I could do videos of Atlanta, Georgia. Go down there and do some Atlanta, Georgia videos. Look at that A&W. 257, that's not bad. Up at this Beacon Bridges. I don't know. Oh, it is Beacon Bridges. It is Beacon Bridges. Oh, they got an A&W there now, I guess. Huh. Yeah, well, that's the cheap gas. That's about as good as it's going to get. I'm doing all right, actually. Maybe able to stretch it out. Hey, Mark, how you doing? So, you know, up here you can see really well. But man, the 23, fuck, forget it. Saginaw, Bay City, fuck, I think I'll be able to make it. Man, I run my gas down to the fumes every time. I've been that way my whole life. Yeah, I run it down to fumes. I can tell you right now, I probably have, I'd say 6 gallons. I mean, my fuel light isn't even on yet. That yellow light's an oxygen sensor, which doesn't do shit. It needs to be blown out with a high pressure hose. Chris Angel, I never heard of him. Yeah, and I had that emissions testing in Chicago. It was a pain in the ass. So, you know, that guy will get a ticket if they're sitting up here. Right up here, they sit on the entrance ramp a lot. See this light here? And then they just, you know, radar works either way, coming towards you or going away from you. State troopers right on this entrance ramp. That guy is really hauling ass. Yeah, he sits right up there. can feel the old temperature dropping up here. Because the air just got quite a bit cooler in the vent. Yeah, this is easy driving like this. Should have got, what, 4 lanes? Yeah, when I was videotaping those planes taking off and landing, it's just amazing how technology's developed. All these damn airplanes taking off, just loaded with shit. People sitting there drinking, eating, watching a movie, flying up 40,000 feet, one after another. And they're so reliable. I mean, you think of all the airplanes taking off and landing all the time. I mean, crashes are super rare. But just all that technology. Yeah, except for the 737 MAX 8. They have that fixed now. It'll be interesting to see what that cost them, because they had knowledge of that. You know, I'll tell you though, if you, those airliners, there's a treaty that's signed, and it's the same with cruise ships. Once you're so far out from the mainland, basically, no matter what happens, if that thing blows up or the wing comes off, they're going to give you a little money. You're not getting rich. Look at that Flight 800, that 747. They theorized that a gas tank exploded. Those families didn't get anything hardly, because it was like 80 miles east of mainland. Yeah, no, that's a mystery. It looks like the captain did it, or the first officer. I mean, he stuck night and then turned off the transponder. There's 261. That's not bad. That's at that Cracker Barrel exit. I mean, I still got a ways to go. I don't get off till the 212. Yeah, man, that's a huge airplane. Just packed to the gill with people. Going. Yeah, didn't the captain have his own flight simulator? They were trying to blame it on that. You know, practicing doing some weird shit. But whoever did it just turned off that transponder and headed right out over the Indian Ocean. Yeah, an elaborate one. Yep. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Is there a YouTube video on that? See, now this looks. There's another car on the right. Ran out of gas or smacked a deer. You know, once you get to, well, starting right about here, south of Saginaw, you know, it's all uphill, all the way to Gaylord. You notice in the summertime, a hot, humid summer day, you see some of these semis that are loaded to the gills. They're struggling in the right lane sometimes. Or you'll see campers overheated. It's because you're going uphill. You never hardly see them in the southbound lane. Isn't it crazy though how I can just like be in Detroit and then Ann Arbor? Now here I am. Yep. Budweiser Discovery Reserve. I don't know about you, but I just don't care for Budweiser. They've been able to brainwash me into these $4 a bottle microbrews. I got to be the perfect sucker for those companies. It does suck. And you want to go see, you want to experience a big state. Drive 10, no small task, from county line all the way up to like Hancock. I mean, the UP is cool. I like going up there once in a while, but man, you talk about a bunch of fruitcakes. I know that's generalizing, but I mean it. Yeah, they are. My parents were from Connecticut. I don't know how anybody could stand that East Coast traffic. Well, I do know how they could stand. I lived in Chicago for 13 years. Oh, yeah, that's a cool state though. Wyoming, big sky country. Another ass kicker's Alaska. Hey Austin, how you doing? Here's Frankenmuth. That's where that Greta Van Fleet's from. Yeah, it's crazy. It's well lit around here though. I mean, even though it's dark, you can see really well. This is a pretty good test for gas too. This is at 144, I'll bet. Is 144? I think it is. Yeah. And 261, that's not bad. Oh yeah, it's no problem. You look at how far it is just like to the end of the Aleutian Island or up Barrow. It's ridiculous. I encourage anybody to go to Alaska though. It's the last frontier. That's no shit. They're around, but it's not like they're running around all over. If you go up to Alaska and you really want to see bear, you got to get a bear watching guide. Take you to go find them. And you may get lucky, but usually you got to go with them. Yes, they're hard to see too. Those National Geographic make it look like everywhere you go you're going to see one, but I've known people that have taken those trips up in Barrow. They never saw any of them. Got to get lucky. Any of that shit. Moose, bear, doll, sheep. Probably the same way in Africa. Elephants and tigers and all that. Yeah, I saw the northern lights out about Learjet one time, 38,000 feet. It's the only time I ever saw them. Yeah, it'd be cool going on a safari. Good night, Deborah. Sweet dreams. Good night, Mark. Sorry about that. Yeah, I had to restart my phone. Nothing really too good that I can think of. Quite a few cars going up north. And I'll tell you, I hardly ever get indigestion, but I got it tonight. I wonder what causes that. Yeah, I got about 1,100 jumps, actually. Yeah, I am tired. Yeah, not like crazy tired, but tired. Yeah, parachuting's cool. Nah, actually, I was getting it before Blaze Pizza, to tell you the truth. From eating that sub early. I don't know what causes that sometimes. Yeah, I bet I haven't had it 5 times my whole life. Yeah, I did that big time for a while, long time. Pilot's license, I think, for 50s, 35 years, probably. No, I didn't have any onions. Yeah, it could be onions, but I eat onions all the time. What are all these people getting off up here for? It's kind of weird. Oh, we're going there. That's kind of a quicker way to go to Traverse City. Petoskey. Not much quicker, but it is. No, it was a steak and mushroom. I bet up here you're going to have to go to slow down to 60. Yeah. Try not to take out a bunch of these cones. I'll tell you, they're never finished working on this I-75. I guarantee if it's 60, there'll be a cop sitting somewhere up here. This is always my textbook example of what ubiquitous means. These barrels. I have people say, well, what does it ubiquitous mean? I said, well, you know those barrels? In the way, but yeah, they kind of are, you know. Nothing like a giant vibrator noise to wake you. And I'm glad I came back at night, though. I forgot about all this northbound traffic. That's where a lot of these deer get killed. Like they run out here. They think they're going to cross the road, and then this median blocks them, and they panic, and then you broadside them. Here's some fucker with his brights on. Oh, the old low fuel light just came on. I'm really at a knife edge here on making it, but I'm going to go for it. I think I'm going to go for it. I'll see how much I have at Standish. Nothing worse than the feeling of the dash lights, even more coming on than are on already, as the engine quits running. It's like, fuck. I'm sure I'd get to bed about 9 o'clock. Well, this 60 will allow me to get better gas mileage, Joe. Such a headache when stuff like that happens. As I said before, if I didn't have the AAA Plus, I wouldn't be so ballsy with what I do with this van. But I've got a 200-mile ride home, no matter where. That's the maximum, 200. Cost me $100 a year. That gives me all this false confidence. I don't care within 200 miles. Because not only does it get me home, it gets my van back. And Daisy home. That's huge. What's that? AAA premium, some bullshit. I think they call it the RB. If you drive, a long ways away and you worry about that shit, it's worth every dime. I mean, less than $10 a month. Plus, change if you run out of gas, any of that shit. Look at all these southbound people. 11:30 in all these cars. It must cost an absolute fortune to repair these roads. Beaver Road. Catherine, you ever eat at that turkey roost? You ever heard of that, the turkey roost? I think it's a Caw Collin mailing address. It's kind of a famous place. Look it up on the internet. I mean, I don't think it's that great. I'm not big on turkey. But it's a famous place. It's not too far off the beaten path either. The people from all over go to it. I mean, I don't know how you could be that famous. They have canned gravy and instant mashed potatoes. And basically all they serve is turkey. Yeah, I'd like to ever drive that. This damn thing doesn't connect like it used to. I had some problems with it. I think the phone could be getting too hot. I don't think I'm going to have to get gas. Yeah, Android, yep. Daisy'd chip in if she could. Yeah, that's right. She's sacked up. Nice and cold now. Yeah, she's a sweet dog. She'll love to get in her beddy. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. She was really friendly to that beagle yesterday. She's never done that to another dog. That's right. Sure seemed like. Yeah, you ignored me. Yeah, you know it. I passed that guy earlier down near Flint. What'd Sherry say when she came in? I can't always read everything. About anything. I saw she came on. She was saying something, but I didn't get to read anything. Oh, she wasn't, huh? Oh. Yeah, I hate these goddamn holidays. 4th of July, all those goddamn fireworks blowing off all over. When is 4th of July? Next weekend? Oh, I'm tired. Yeah, I can never figure out these people. You have car problems, then you turn on your hazardous light, and then you run the battery dead too. Pull the hell off the side of the road and leave the lights off. Yeah, that's the way I look at it. Oh, okay. Oh. Little Daisy's snoring. I'd say about 23 minutes. See what mile marker I'm at. Yeah, I know better to drink one this late. It's crazy driving up and down 75 in Detroit, and then I come to this. I'm guessing. Could be wrong. I could run a mile marker. Let's see here. This is the 183. I got to go to the 212. Yeah, so I'd say right around there. I'd be close. About 20 minutes, maybe 15. Yeah, I know it. I think they're doing something more than drinking Red Bull, because that or they have congenital problems. Yeah, timey. I mean, a young person be able to drink as many of those as they want. Yeah, they do mix it with alcohol. You know, too, these college kids will take Viagra so they can get drunk, still perform. Ugh. So, you know, when it buffers a little bit, it's okay. But if it's like a 30-second buffer, I'm screwed. Yeah, well, yeah. Cocaine really ages your cardiovascular system. Yep. Yeah, boy, I can feel it getting even cooler. Really? Does it matter if it's red wine or white? Yeah, I never did drugs. I did alcohol, though, but I don't think too bad. Ugh. I know red wine will give a lot of people heart palpitations. There's something in the tannins. Oh, no kidding. You got to make sure it's at least $10 a bottle of wine. never tried weed. How about now? Oh, good. Nope, nobody on the road. about 5 minutes away. now. I'm gonna go to bed. We're home, hon. We're home. We're home, hon. We're home. We're home, hon. You like being home, hon? No, I don't even know where Christmas, Michigan is, to tell you the truth. Well, thanks for riding along, you guys. Appreciate it. Look at Daisy's excited. Wants to go to bed. Wanna go Betty, huh? You wanna go? You thirsty? You thirsty, hon? Yep, thirsty. Well, thanks a lot, you guys. I appreciate it. No, thank you. I'm gonna get my pizza. Go to bed. I'm tired as hell. I'll upload those videos tomorrow. Thanks for keeping me on the way home. It's a long ride. Hope everybody has a good day tomorrow. I'm tired. Yeah, Daisy's drinking. Good night, Tot. Night, Catherine. Night, Joanne. Whoever else is out there listening. Appreciate it. Daisy's glad to be home. Glad to be home, hon? Good girl. Good girl. Good night.